Stock market investors, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason, and today we're going to talk about SoFi stock. Excuse my nasally voice, I'm just getting over a little bit of a cold, but with earnings coming up next Monday at market open, I want to talk to you guys about my price prediction for SoFi stock. The stock has run up considerably since the summertime, right guys? It was in that $7 range. It's almost at $18 per share, so congratulations to all you SoFi investors. I'm very, very happy and excited for each and every one of you to put some money in the bank. It's not necessarily a bad time to take some profits, right? But we'll see. I'm going to talk to you guys about where I think the stock could potentially go, some key metrics that we have to keep our eye on moving forward with this earnings report coming up. Q4 is not necessarily the best quarter for SoFi, so we'll have to see what my price prediction is coming up. SoFi investors, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, it really does help us get into the algorithm and get this video out to more SoFi investors. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's get into this week's video. SoFi investors, the stock is having an incredible day, up over 9%. We crossed $18 per share. The stock has run up crazy over the last year, guys. We're talking 127% in the last year. Year to date, it's already up 30%, and it's only the 21st of January. We could be in a potential sell the news situation where it runs up into earnings, and no matter what they say in the earnings call, it will sell off maybe a little bit, right? The stock is running up great. I mean, it's almost up 3x. So it's pretty crazy, guys, where we're at right now. I'm very, very excited for SoFi and the future of SoFi. But we have to take into consideration, right? What is next for SoFi stock? Q4 typically isn't the best quarter for SoFi because it's the holidays. Not a lot of loan originations. There are not a lot of mortgages. I mean, the numbers are going to be like okay, but they're not going to be like through the moon, right? All right, SoFi investors, I just want to show you some key things that I think are going to be good in the earnings call. They did announce they crossed 10 million members back in December, so I'm expecting them to add between 750,000 and 800,000 new members this past quarter. The numbers continue to grow over and over and over, but they're starting to have some churn, right? Where they're getting rid of like accounts that no one's really using, some spam accounts. They have to take that into consideration as well. So I do think the numbers are going to be pretty good, but loan originations over the last 3 years have been the lowest each Q4. So that's just something to know about as we go into these earnings. They're not going to blow away numbers this quarter. It's not going to be one of those quarters. What we do have to look out for, guys, in my opinion, is guidance, right? Are they going to raise guidance for the rest of 2025? Are they going to raise guidance into 2026? We'll have to see what Anthony Noto says and see if there's forward momentum moving into this year and the following year. With the Trump administration taking over, I look for banking regulations to kind of be scaled back a little bit. So that could be huge for SoFi and the stock moving forward. But what am I doing with SoFi stock, and where do I think the price goes after earnings? I am expecting maybe a run up this week, maybe a run up right after earnings are announced, but I do think a sell-off into next week would be healthy for the stock. I mean, the metrics, the price to sales is crazy high. PE is crazy high. All these numbers are pretty bloated right now. In all honesty, guys, I don't think the price is as attractive at 20 bucks as it is at like 15 or 13 or 12, or where it was last year in that $6 to $9 range, right? That's just calling it like I see it, right? The numbers are a little bloated, and SoFi has to continue to deliver quarter after quarter with these great numbers in order to keep the stock price moving forward and forward and forward. It's been a considerable run up. I think some of the good news for the earnings report is going to be baked in, up 10% today on no news at all whatsoever. I wouldn't say it's concerning, but it's just something that, like, buying SoFi at 20 bucks, 19 bucks, 21 bucks, 22 bucks could be setting yourself up for a little bit of danger. In the long term, not so much, but in the short term, definitely. If we reported decent earnings, which we will, I know we will, and the stock fell back into that $15 range, I wouldn't be surprised at all whatsoever. That's a buying opportunity in my opinion. So my price target is around $20 after earnings. But in the coming weeks, I expect the stock to settle in that $15 to $17.50 range. Unless there's some crazy news and they raise guidance considerably over the next year or two, I think that $17 to $20 range is kind of where we're going to settle depending on where the market flows. I think a lot of good news is priced in this market, especially with Trump taking over the last couple days. So we'll have to see where guidance is moving forward. Am I buying or selling? I'm pretty much holding right now the shares that I do have. I'm selling some cash secured puts in that $16, $15, $14, $13 range over the next 4, 6, 8 months, guys. So I think $20 is my price target for after earnings. Monday's going to be a big day, guys. Anthony Noto always delivers. They always do the earnings in the morning. So we'll have to see how this kind of shakes out. Remember, Q4 over the last 3 years has been their worst quarter. So we have to take that into consideration moving forward. We're going to cross 10 million members, which is absolutely a huge milestone. And I expect them to be over 50% institutional ownership very, very soon. We're at like 49.8%. Maybe with this huge buying today is some institutions getting in before earnings. Maybe they want to have it run up and then pull the rug out on you. That's what's happened with SoFi before. It didn't happen last quarter. We had that great run up since last earnings report. But Q1, Q2, and Q3 are always a little bit better than Q4. Just remember that moving forward. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys tuning in.